Hey Rebel Chefs, time for some roasted butternut squash and apples. So what is this? Yes, beautiful decor, hard enough to truly be a weapon, and I have no idea how to tell you to pick out the perfect one because they're always rock hard and they always look exactly like this. But the good news is it's totally delicious. It's a lower carb version of a sweet potato, but it's tons of antioxidants, like 3 grams of fiber in each cup, so really good for you. And it's the perfect change of pace for an appetizer or side dish. All right, so first, we got some Fiji apples. We've got some cinnamon, so really simple, kind of like, think of like apple pie, right? These warm baking spices, apples, cinnamon, butternut squash, a little Himalayan sea salt to bring the flavors together. Then after they saute and get nice and golden, we're gonna hit it with a splash of orange juice. That's gonna kind of give it a sweet, viscous coating. This is great at the holidays, but a year-round favorite. All right, so butternut squash. What we're gonna do, first, you can get a nice high quality sharp peeler and you can just peel it. Just go right down. Now, but before, you can actually cut off the end to square it off so you don't have to worry about getting to the edge. And this is also where you want a nice, heavy, sharp knife because you don't want to be rolling on a short knife and slide off and cut yourself here. So we'll get off the 2 ends. Now, you can just take your peeler and go right down and peel it off pretty quickly. So you want to really see mostly the orange like that. And then once you've got it, you're seeing orange everywhere. You can get the edge a little bit. If for some reason you don't have a peeler, it's not sharp enough, you can also just take your knife and go straight down and do it like that. Okay, now to make it more manageable, I am gonna cut it right where the curve is. And be careful that you're not too much on the tip and that you have a big enough, sharp enough knife so you can go straight through. And then we're gonna cut this one in half as well. All right, so we're gonna take a spoon and just get out the seeds. And I'm actually kind of using the edge of the spoon to kind of almost cut it out. You could use your knife, but you know, I don't want to cut myself. I've done that enough times. I'm gonna cut this one, to make it more manageable, I'm gonna cut it in half the long way. That way I'll have a nice flat edge to work with. And then think about 1/2-inch pieces, more or less. This is where a sharp knife is gonna make your life so much better. All right, and then you take the individual pieces and in half, and then across. And then once you get a rhythm going, you'll just start going. All right, so we've got it all chopped. All right, we've had this heating up, so it's gonna be hot. We're gonna add our coconut oil, couple tablespoons. You just want enough so that everything gets evenly coated, and then in goes the butternut squash. All right, so we got our butternut squash in the pan. We'll give that a stir so that it's evenly coated with the coconut oil. So we're gonna let those go for about 15 minutes. They're gonna soften, get some color. Then we'll add our chopped apple and go for another 10 minutes. That way, you got the timing down so they both end up being the right texture. All right, so we're gonna take our apple, peel that. And you could actually leave the peel on if you wanted to be a little bit more rustic, but that works. All right, so once you peel the apple, I like to do this technique. Just cut it in half, then go straight down in the shape of a V, right like this. Let it fall and do another V cut. Now you've got the whole core out and just good apple to cut. And then we'll go just 2 cuts down the side. We'll end up with pieces similar to that butternut squash. All right, it's been about 15 minutes and you can see, you take the spoon and it goes easily into the center. They still have body, they still have texture, but they're soft now. So we're gonna crank the heat back up, get the party started, apples go in. Okay, we're gonna add a little bit of salt, the Himalayan sea salt, kosher salt, whatever you like. That helps kind of accelerate the savory on top of the sweet. We're gonna add some cinnamon. Give that a stir so that everything's evenly mixed and the apples are gonna start to brown. And don't hesitate when you add the apples, if it's feeling a little bit dry, I'm gonna make some space in the center. Just add a little touch of coconut oil. So we've got our butternut squash in here. We roasted that for 15 minutes. A little bit soft, lots of golden color. We added our apples, now they're getting some color. That way they'll both be done at the same time. We got some Himalayan salt. We got some cinnamon. That gives it that gray color and flavor. By adding the apples later, they're gonna be tender, but still have their body. They're not gonna be squishy. All right, so there they are. The apples are feeling a little bit tender. We got great color. We're gonna add our orange juice. And because of the natural sugars and starches in the apples and in the butternut squash, they're actually thickening that orange juice to create a sauce. Now, how do you know when this is done? About 5 minutes. You're looking for the liquid to be mostly gone, the apples to be tender, and you're ready to serve. All right, it's perfect. The sauce is thick. You can smell the flavor. This is gonna taste so good. Time to celebrate.